Hi everybody, welcome to Live Blogger. In this tutorial series, we are creating this website using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. Now in the previous video, we completed creating this lightbox for our website. Now in this video, we will make it responsive. So let's get started. Alright, this is the responsive version of our website, and here we can see we don't have the sidebar displayed on smaller screens, and we have this menu icon displayed over here. And if I click on that, we have these menus displayed over here, and we can click on any of these menus and we'll be taken to that section. So let's go ahead and start with this menu icon. Now before that, let's go ahead and hide this in smaller screens. So let's go to the CSS file and let's go ahead and create a media query. So I'll just type mobile version and let's type at media, and let's set the max width to 900 pixels. And here I'll just go ahead and type dot sidebar because we have this aside with a class of sidebar. So let's type sidebar, display of none. And now we can see we don't have the sidebar displayed on smaller screens. Now when we are on smaller screens, we also want to remove this margin left that we have over here for the main content. So if we go to the main content in our CSS, here we can see for the main content, we have set the margin left to 240 pixels. So let's go ahead and remove that. I'll just copy this and I'll just paste it down here, and let's set the margin left to 0. And then we have the header, and this also should start from the left side. So if we go back over here to the CSS of the header, here we can see for the header we have set a left of 240 pixels because of the sidebar. So let's remove the left value and let's set it to 0. So I'll just type header left 0. Let's also decrease the font size of these text. So let's go ahead and target the H1 inside the header. So just search for header H1. And this is the selector. So let's copy this and let's paste it over here. And here let's set the font size to 26 pixels or 28 pixels. And let's also decrease the font size of this text pixel. So for the pixel, we have a class of cursive. So here we can see we have this span with a class of cursive. So let's target that. Let's type cursive. And let's set the font size of cursive to 40 pixels, and that looks alright. Now we'll go ahead and set the text align to left for this heading, because on the right side we need to have the menu icon. So here let's type text align left, and let's set the padding left and padding right to 30. So let's type padding inline and let's set it to 30 pixels, and that's it with our H1. Now let's go ahead and add the menu icon. So let's go to the HTML file, and here after the H1 inside the header, we will add the menu icon. So here we can see we have the header and here we have the H1. So let's go outside the H1 and let's create a division with the class of menu icon. And here we will add the icon. So let's get the icon from heroicons.com. So here I'm in heroicons.com, and let's search for menu. And let's copy this and let's paste it over here. And here we have the menu icon. So let's go ahead and decrease the size and let's bring it over here. Let's add the styles over here itself in the desktop version, and we will hide it and we'll display it in the mobile version. So here let's type menu icon SVG, and let's set the width of the SVG to 30 pixels. We need to bring this to the right side. So here let's go to the header and let's set the display to flex and align items to the center and justify content to space between. So now we can see everything is positioned correctly, and let's go ahead and hide it in desktop version. So here let's type hidden items, and here let's type menu icon and let's set the display to none. So it won't be displayed in desktop version, but here in the mobile version, let's type menu icon and let's set the display to block. Now let's scroll down and let's see whether everything looks alright. Now when we scroll down, we can see that the padding is set to 0 for left and right. So let's fix that. Now when we scroll down, we are adding a class called smaller to the header. So here if we just search for smaller, here we can see for the header we are setting a class of smaller when we scroll down. So let's copy this and let's scroll down, and here let's set the padding to padding inline 30 pixels. Alright, let's see whether everything else is looking alright. And everything is looking fine. Let's click on these images, and we have the lightbox displayed, but the close icon is not being displayed. So let's fix that. So let's search for close icon, and here we have the lightbox close icon selector. So I'll just copy this and I'll just paste it down here, and let's type Z index, and let's set it to, let's try 500. Now we can see that the close icon is being displayed. Now these icons are displayed on top of the image. So if you have white color over here in this part of the image, then the icon will not be displayed. So let's also add a background color over here. So let's tap background, and let's set it to RGBA 0, 0, 0 and 0.3 for the opacity. And now we can see that it doesn't have the correct height, so we have to set it to display of flex. Now we can see everything looks alright. So let's do the same for these two icons as well. So let's type lightbox, and we have a class of prev btn and lightbox and next btn, and now we can see everything looks alright. And when we click on these icons, everything is being displayed correctly. Alright, let's close this. And now the last thing we need to do is we need to add the menus when we click on this menu icon. So here for the menu icon, I'll also set the cursor to pointer. Right, now let's create the menu icon. So when we click on this, we need to display this pop-up over here. So for that, let's go to the HTML file and let's add that over here. So let's create a division with the class of mobile menu container. Now we need to have the same menus that we have for the desktop version. So I'll just copy this menu items division from here. And let's paste it inside this division. Right, now let's style this. So let's type mobile menu container menu items, and let's set the background color to white, and let's set the width to 200 pixels, and let's add a padding of 32 pixels. Let's set the margin left to 100% minus the width of this element so that it's on the right side. So let's tap calc 100% minus 200 pixels, and now it is on the right side. Oh, let's go ahead and add some gap on the right side. So let's type 230 pixels over here. Now these menu items are on the top, so we need to set the position of these menu items to fixed on smaller screens. So here let's type menu items, and let's set the position to fixed. Right, now let's go ahead and add some padding top, and let's set it to 120 pixels, and let's also add some box shadow. Let's also set a higher Z index. So let's tap Z index over here, and let's set it to 300, and let's add a box shadow, and let's set the values to 0, 3 pixels, 40 pixels, negative 8 pixels, RGBA 0, 0, 0 and 0.2. Right, now we need to hide this in bigger screens. So here let's type mobile menu container display of none, and in smaller screens, when we click on this icon, we need to display the mobile menu container. So we will add a class called active to that. So here let's type mobile menu container dot active, and when we have the active class, we'll just set the display to block. Right, now let's write the JavaScript to add and remove the active class when we click on this menu icon. But before that, let's go ahead and link the menu items to the sections. So for now, I'll just go ahead and add the active class over here. And when we click on the gallery, we need to go to the gallery section. So here in these href attributes, we need to add the ID. So this is for about. So if you scroll down, and if you go to the about section, here we can see for the about section, we have this ID of about. So what we can do is we can go ahead and type hash about over here. And now if we click on this about menu, we will go to the about section. And let's also smoothly go to that section. So here in the style.css file, let's go to the HTML and let's type scroll behavior and let's set it to smooth. And now if we click on the about menu, we smoothly go to the about section and let's add the link of all the other sections over here. So this is for about and this one is for gallery. So for the gallery we have an ID of gallery, so let's type hash gallery. And then we have testimonials, so let's type hash testimonials. And then we have contact, so let's add that over here. And I'll just quickly do that for the desktop version as well. So here let's type about, and here we have gallery, and then we have testimonials, and then lastly we have contact. So now let's click on each of these menu items and everything is working all right. So now let's go ahead and add the functionality of displaying and hiding this menu container when we click on this menu icon. So for that we need to reference this mobile menu container over here because we need to add and remove the active class. And then we need to reference the menu icon division, which is inside the header. So it is right here with the class of menu icon. So let's go to the main.js file and let's create a comment. I'll just type mobile menu. So let's create a constant with the class of menu icon equals document.querySelector, and let's type menu icon. Right now let's reference the mobile menu container. So let's type const mobile menu container equals document.querySelector, and we have a class called mobile menu container. And now let's add an event listener to this menu icon. So let's type menu icon dot add event listener, and let's listen for the click event. And when we click on the menu icon, we need to add and remove the active class from the mobile menu container. So let's type mobile menu container dot class list dot toggle active. So now if you click on this menu icon, we have the mobile menu container displayed, and if I click on it again, it disappears. Right now when we click on any of these menu items, we want it to disappear. So for that, let's select all these anchor tags. So I'll just call it all menu items, and let's type equals document.querySelector all because we have multiple elements, and let's type mobile menu container A. So this will select all the anchor tags and store it inside all menu items, and let's loop through all the menu items. So let's type all menu items dot for each, and I'll just call each of these menu items A, and let's add event listeners to all of them. So let's type a dot add event listener, and let's listen for the click event. And we need to just remove the active class from mobile menu container. So let's type mobile menu container dot class list dot remove active. And now if we click on any of these menu items, we can see that the class is removed. So with that, we have made our website responsive. Alright, so that's basically it for this video. If you have any doubts, you can ask in the comments below. And if you like this video, please click on the like button and subscribe to this channel to get the latest video updates. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a nice day.